Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nashville Tour Stop Podcast. My name is Aaron, and this week we have two guests with us, actually a duo. Welcome to the show, 76th Street with Haley Gold and Spencer Bryant, everybody. Good afternoon, ladies. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
So, I don't actually recall how the three of us met, but before we get to how you met me, how did you two meet each other? Because you've been friends for ages. Long time.
Yeah. So we met back in 5th grade at the lunch table in Scottsdale, Arizona. And that's the story.
Oh,
You
why
met
did
at
well,
elementary school.
Well, I mean, how detailed do you want the
Oh,
details?
we want it all.
Okay, so
There's nothing off limits here.
there was this toy. It was called the Fly Pen. I don't know if you remember
A
it.
fly pen?
It was called the Fly Pen. It was basically like a super smart pen where you could basically draw a calculator and then use that calculator that you drew.
It's
kind of remember this.
insane. It's crazy technology.
Really cool. But I always wanted it, and I think I got it for like Hanukkah or something. And Spencer was asking everyone at the lunch table if anyone had one, and I said that I did, and she wanted to play with it.
I can't believe that.
She invited herself over to my house to play with my toys.
Literally, I was like, oh my God, I need to come over and play with the fly pen. That was the start of our friendship. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, and then
I don't think I ever had one of those.
you know what? If I didn't have one of those, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Wow. All because of one toy that Spencer was obviously jealous that you had.
It was like really expensive. And yeah, so shout out to fly pens.
I don't even know if it exists anymore.
I think
to be
it's
honest.
discontinued.
Well, anyway, so then Spencer came over for the first time, and then I don't remember a day after that you didn't come to my house. We lived like across the street from each other on 76th Street. And
Well, that was going to answer my next question.
yeah, there it is. So
Yeah.
we both lived on 76th Street. So it brought us together, and it brought the music together because every single day Spencer would come over. Very immediately, the first day we ever hung out, we learned that we both love music, love to sing, love to write. So we started writing songs together. We've got like all these little like jingles that we made up. And
Really?
then, yep.
Can we get a for instance?
I think we should sing the first song we ever wrote together.
Oh, yes, do it on the air. Yes, please do that.
Okay, fine.
This was the first day we hung out. We were sitting at the kitchen
Only
island.
because we love you, Aaron.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We were sitting at the kitchen island and we made a beat and we just started singing our song.
Let's do a duet.
Let's do a duet. Let's do a duet. Let's do a duet. Who starts?
I don't remember.
I think it's me.
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. Walking down the street, looking at the crowd.
Trying to find my new singing partner.
I don't know where to look first.
But I should start somewhere
Now, let's do a duet. Let's do a duet. Yeah.
That was the beginning of 76th Street.
That's
You're the first
birth.
people to perform on the podcast.
Oh my God. Let's not even call that a performance.
So how old were you when you wrote that?
10 years old.
10.
17?
10.
Or 7?
What?
10.
How, 10?
10. We were not 17 when we wrote that.
Oh, Lord, that's a good yikers.
Oh, no. We were little tiny children.
You were 10 years old when you wrote your first hit.
Yeah.
Now, someday, if you
Okay,
guys are playing
yeah.
the rhyming, you have to do that together. Again.
Oh,
Be like,
God.
so this is where we started, and this is where we're at now.
now.
Yeah, no.
So 76th
Yeah.
Street's up in New York, right?
there
There
is
is
a
one.
76th Street there.
Is that where you're from, though?
No, we're
No.
from Arizona.
Arizona.
Yes.
There's 76 streets in Arizona.
There's a lot more.
What part of Arizona are y'all go?
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, is that northwest, kind of up by Flagstaff?
No,
No,
it's
like in the
basically
middle.
Phoenix.
Southern. Is it close to the canyon?
No.
No, that's like 4
This
hours
is what we're
away.
saying is I don't know where anything is in
Yeah.
Arizona.
Okay, so Scottsdale is like I usually just say Phoenix because it's
Okay.
easier. Like our school is in Phoenix, but we lived in Scottsdale, so it's basically Phoenix. It's pretty central. I mean,
Yeah.
it's smack in the middle of the desert. It is hot and it is just dirt and cacti.
Yeah, we were just talking about this because we went home a couple weeks ago for the
Okay.
first time in a while, and we were saying Arizona is just orange. Like it feels like a different universe
Is it like a sepia filter that's just over
yes,
your eyes all the time?
it's sepia.
Yeah. Like I literally, when I say I feel like I live 2 lives now, like the life that I live in Phoenix, Arizona and the life that I live here, I literally visually see 2 entirely different worlds.
Like different filters over our experiences.
Yeah.
So you've lived here in Nashville for a year now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just over a year. What's your Nashversary?
July 18th.
Mine's actually July 1st, so we're all
Really?
Nashville July babies.
Oh.
Yeah, I just had my 5. So look at us getting up here. So you moved here from Arizona.
We did.
And was Nashville always the plan, or were there other cities you were thinking about?
LA was kind of the place that we had imagined.
It was only a 6-hour drive from Phoenix, so
That's not too bad.
it would have been more convenient, I guess, for moving.
Yeah.
But we've gone out to LA a lot. We had a regular gig at Disneyland. So we were there like every other week for a couple years, and it just, I don't know. I love LA. It's super magical and special, but
Sounds like you're describing Disneyland.
yeah.
Magical, special, the happiest place on earth.
It's not, though.
Well, we don't like the traffic and how hard it is to park a car, and it's very expensive. And also, because we had never moved outside of Arizona, we were looking for an adventure. Like, we wanted to go to like a music capital, which to us, it's LA or Nashville. And I don't know, I think LA just felt too close. We wanted to like really move and
you wanted to live in a different world.
Yeah, further away from like where we're from and have an adventure. And like then we started looking at like apartments here versus there, and like seeing all the green, and it looks so beautiful. And then we started asking people what their opinions were. People who were in LA were like, I don't know, just like a little bit more negative in their responses about how much they enjoy living there.
Yeah, basically.
I've met people who call it or call Los Angeles like a place where refugees leave. Like people come to Nashville and they're like, I'm a Los Angeles refugee.
Oh my gosh.
I've heard people call it that, and I can kind of get it because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom was the one that said, have you ever thought about Nashville? And I did not know anything that was going on here.
Okay.
I did assume it was just mostly country music. I didn't know where.
Yeehaw town.
Yeah. And obviously it is, but like I didn't know.
motherfuckers.
I didn't know if we were going to fit in or if it wasn't even in the running. But then she told me about it, backing up. Once I started, everyone that I was asking about Nashville just was raving about it. Someone said it's like high school. Like you just run into your friends all over town and it has that community. And they were not saying that about LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like competitive versus community.
Right.
And I was like, well, I mean, just for overall happiness, I mean, yeah, we're on a mission, but I also want to like love where I am.
Right. I visited LA one time and I had that exact experience where I would try to go places and meet people and nobody gave a shit who I was. And I was just, oh, okay. I was thinking about moving here, not thinking about that now.
Yeah.
And then the first time I came to Nashville, I was sitting at a bar alone, and then this old man sitting at the other end just goes, "Hey, you alone?" I'm like, "Yeah, yes." He goes, You ain't from here?" I'm like, "Well, I just moved here." He goes, "You want to be my friend?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he just came down and sat, and we had a beer, and now I've been friends with him for a long time.
That is
my gosh.
classic.
It's classic
That's what
Nashville.
happened with Jan Buckingham.
Jan freaking Buckingham.
That is almost the exact story that we had with her.
She's one of the first people I ever met in Nashville. I met her at the first show I ever went to, actually, at the old Sutler Saloon. R.I.P.
Oh.
Yeah, R.I.P. But I met her there, and these people are like, "You see that short blonde woman?" I'm like, that doesn't narrow it down. They're like, "That old, short, blonde woman." And I said, "Yeah, I see her." And they're like, "Grammys, millions of records, kind of snarky." Sounds like my kind of a person. I want to go meet her.
Oh my gosh.
So how do you know Jan?
So it was our first or second night in Nashville ever, and we were told to go check out the local. We weren't playing or anything, but we just were going to go watch a writer's round. So we sit down at the bar, And yeah, we were sitting right next to her and I started talking to her and I told her that we had just moved to Nashville. We're songwriters. We're just here like checking it out, whatever. And she didn't really tell me anything about who she was, but she was just kind of giving me recommendations and stuff. And we kind of hit it off pretty quickly. And then she was like, would you mind holding my seat? I have to go play. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you were playing. Great, cool. Yeah, of course I'll hold your seat. So then she goes up to perform and then her friend takes her seat in the meantime. And her friend says to me, like, do you know who you were talking to? And I was like,
no. An old lady?
And then she gave me, like, you know, some of her history and successes and whatever. And I was just like, oh my God, I love Nashville. This is so cool.
Yeah.
And then
Jan is a sweetheart.
She's
amazing.
awesome.
She's a very unassuming person, too. Like, you wouldn't just look at her and be like, I bet she's a hit songwriter 20 times over.
Yeah, she
so cool.
is so lovely. I feel so lucky to have met her because right after her set on her way out, I just, I was like, hey, it's so great to meet you. And she was like, you said you're a songwriter, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, let's write sometime. Here's my card. And so then I gave her a call. And the next week, Spencer and I are over at her house and we're writing together. And
you have to take your shoes off to go into her house.
Yes, you do.
Have you been
to the duck house?
Oh, yeah.
The duck house. She called it.
So you went to the duck house and wrote a song. Do you remember the first song you wrote with Jan? What it was called?
Yes. The first one was, it was called Empty Diary.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Does that mean you don't have anything to write about?
No.
It means you're so happy that you don't have anything to write about. It's kind of like if you can't write a song because you're just too happy in your relationship. Like you write better when you're sad.
Yeah.
You're like, damn it, things are going too well. I can't write my emotional stuff.
We were just, I love her so much because it's so just natural with our conversation and then it kind of blends into a great song topic. So with that song, we were talking about how when you're with someone, you never journal. You forget to write because you're happy.
That's period T. End of the show. Do you journal pretty regularly? Do you, Haley or Spencer, either both do that?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I do it sometimes. When I was in college, I journaled every day. Mm-hmm. But as I moved here, I kind of grew, I don't want to say grew out of it, but I grew out of the habit of doing it. You get busy and life and...
Yeah.
Then you go back to the diary and you're like, God damn, I do have a lot to write about this time now.
Yeah. I feel like every start of all of my diary entries are, I know it's been a long time since I've written, so here's just the basic updates and then I'll talk about what's relevant right now.
I love writing it in a journal or something because you're writing it as if anybody would ever read it. And it's just for us. Yeah. I'm so sorry I haven't written you.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So true. But it is fun to go back and read the past stuff. Like to get really, depending on how detailed you write, to go back and read about some experience you had like 5-10 years ago. You're like, wow, that was so important to me at that time.
And you're like, I don't even remember this person's name anymore. I posted on my Facebook the other day a screenshot of my phone because I was listening to Taylor Swift and the song I Forgot That You Existed came on. And I was like, this is kind of how it feels when someone texts you out of the blue and they're like, hey, how's it going? Would love to play a show sometime. Hope you're well. And then I was listening to that and I was like, I forgot that you existed.
Oh my gosh.
I love Taylor Swift so much.
Really? Are you a Swiftie?
100%.
Haley's a ride or die Swiftie?
She is.
Me too. Spencer
Are you,
as well.
Spencer?
Yeah. She was our first concert we went to.
Really?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I
7?
don't know. I had braces in the pictures. So I think middle school.
13, you think?
Yeah.
We had shirts.
We made shirts.
Okay.
We made shirts. I don't know what they said, but then we had a sign that said, we'd be enchanted to meet you.
Yeah.
From her Enchanted song.
Oh, I remember that day.
Have you seen her since then?
No.
I saw her for...
I feel like she doesn't tour that often.
I think
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't.
Huh.
But man, she's awesome.
I wonder what she's writing about these days.
Probably about her cats.
Her massive success and how she doesn't need any of this anymore.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
So
she's got too much to say, though. I don't think she'll ever stop. I genuinely think she will write till she dies.
Oh, she'll be one of those lifers. we have Willie Nelson. We're also going to have Taylor Swift. She's going to be Jan's age up there singing.
Oh, for sure.
I forgot that she existed.
Absolutely. She will be in 40 years. She'll be the one sitting next to some random newbie to Nashville saying like.
That'd be hysterical if Taylor Swift just shows up at the local one day and she's just like, "Hey, how you doing?" Someone's like, "I'm here. I'm trying to write country songs." She goes, "I remember doing that."
Yeah, they don't even know who she is because she's old.
She's just out there now, just kind of living her life. So, coming off of Jan, so you guys met her pretty early on when you moved here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was over at the local, and that's for those of you listening who might not know what the local is. It is a popular songwriter venue here in Nashville. That's kind of midtown, West End area of town, but it's right by the big Centennial Park. Really cool, and I see 76th Street billed quite often there these days.
Yeah.
Yep.
You play the Freak Show with Terry Jo Box.
We
Yes.
do.
Right.
Yep.
Have you ever played full band there?
No.
No.
Ooh, it's a good one. It's where I played one of my first full band sets ever.
Really?
Yep, it's a great room. I was actually talking to the owner, Jeff Reed, before I came over here because he's a wealth of knowledge, has lots of great things to say. But coming from Jan, and then you wrote that with her, what else has kind of pushed your songwriting from being the jingle writers that you were when you were 7 and 2 writing songs together now? How has that dynamic changed over the years? Does one of you provide music, one of you provide lyrics, or do you do both together at the same time?
So we always write together.
Okay.
We just, doesn't matter when or where, when inspiration strikes, we're just like, one of us is like, we need to write a song right now. Grab the guitar, grab the piano, and we just flow. And a lot of the times we don't come in with an idea. It's kind of whatever the music is telling us to write about.
Yeah, like I feel like we both bring like very important puzzle pieces to the table and they fit together. Like there's things that I bring and Spencer brings that creates the 76th Street sound. Like generally we're both required in the writing room to produce the music that we enjoy. And
writing for
record.
a duo is also a different kind of an experience than writing for a solo artist, because I used to be in a duo also. And you can't just write a song that's good for one person or like focus on like Haley being the singer every time, because then you're going to feel shafted, Spencer. So it's cool getting to have that dynamic where you're both like equal contributors to the same product. Whereas when I was in my band, the other guy got to sing 80% of the songs, and I started feeling like, nah, I'm kind of getting the short end of the stick here. So have you ever had like conflict in the band? And especially living in the tight one-room apartment that you moved into when you first got here?
You know what? No, we do not.
Yeah.
Well, number one, we barely ever, if not never, fight.
That's incredible.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. But I
It's
mean,
been
this has been
16 years
16
running.
years and we're doing just fine. I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's maybe because we spend so much time together that we just have nothing left. I mean, we know each other so well that even if something were to come up, it's just we don't care.
You just immediately talk it out. It doesn't
We
ever
don't
sit
even
and
have to
fester.
talk
We
it out.
just give each
because-
other a look. We're like, this is stupid. Okay. Where are we going for dinner?
But neither of us overthink anything, and we're both very easygoing. So nothing could become anything more than it is. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
don't have any kind of a confrontational relationship because there's never confrontation to be had.
Yeah. But especially when it comes to music, we are so synchronized in what we believe is good and what we believe is better than what we did. So if we're writing and we're in a position where I'm like, she loves a melody that we came up with, and I'm like, you know what? I think it could be stronger. That's never been like a conflict. She's like,
if Haley says that, you know it's not coming from a place of that sucks, but like that's good. We can do better than that, though. It's like it's all constructive.
Right. It just keeps growing. Like there's not really a point where we're disagreeing about something. We have never disagreed in a writing session.
I think what's so special is when we both know that we just we struck gold. We are so excited. We have a dance party and we're screaming.
We're very enthusiastic.
And it's like we're very passionate about our work. And when we do something that we just love, we freak out. And so because we know what it can be, if we're not in that zone, we're not gonna just say, okay, that was good.
Yeah.
Because we know what it feels like when we actually do it.
Yeah, you get the goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know that it's real. That's like a physical manifestation of your body being like, that's the shit. That's the stuff.
I think that is something I love so much about art is like, I feel like some people might look at it as like, oh, that's very like egotistical or conceited that you love what you did so much. But like, you know what? Just like forget about that. Like when you make art, you're basically pulling from inspiration and who knows where that's coming from. So you end up impressing yourself and you're like, where did that come from?
Yep.
Like I wasn't taking a class for a year trying to get to this one line. It just happened. And it's like, wow, like that inspires me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't even like if it's like, you know, advice to the world, whatever this line is, something inspiring. It's just like, God, I need to listen to that too. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you have experienced or accomplished or fulfilled. Like,
right. I mean, writing is a very out of body experience. We're just in this place where we're open to whatever comes to us and we're a vessel to create music for other people, but also it's a gift to ourselves as well.
And what I find so fascinating about writing, and I'm sure you've experienced this like many times, but sometimes we'll record our entire sessions, and going back and listening to them after the song is complete is really fascinating because it's amazing how much time in that memo is just dead air.
Yep.
Of us, and I know I can hear us thinking. It's like
it's crazy.
What's that phrase? The something is turning.
The wheels are turning.
The wheels are turning. Is that
the wheels
on
are
the bus
turning.
go round and
gears
round.
are grinding, something like that.
The gears are turning. The wheels are grinding.
Yeah. When we listen to the memos, there's so much empty space, but we are thinking so hard.
But in the moment when you're actually writing it, you didn't even realize that much time went by.
Yeah, you sit there in silence for like 12 straight minutes, and then somebody has an idea, and that 12 minutes is just erased from your memory.
Yeah,
completely.
It's like driving on the interstate here in Nashville. You're just like, and now I'm here.
Yeah, right. And you wouldn't even know it existed if you didn't record it and listen back, and you're just like, holy crap, that took us a long time.
I used to record all of my sessions when I would play guitar for people. Or like if I was just writing myself, I would just leave a little voice recorder running the entire time because if you're just kind of jamming out, sometimes you have an idea and then it's just fleeting and then it's gone. And then you're like, damn it, what was that?
Yeah.
And then you actually you can go back and re-reference stuff like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's the basic reason as to why we record it.
Yeah, but I feel like also the more that you just like play a song, you produce it, you release it, it's really hard to remember the process of writing it. It almost feels like it always existed and it becomes what it is now when you perform on stage. So it's so special to go back and remember how you got to these lines because that process is so pure and I think it's really cool to capture it.
Whenever I write a song, especially because I used to do all pen and paper writing. Nowadays I do everything on like my notes app, but I write little comments about where the idea came from or like what I was feeling or when I came up with the idea. So even if you have an idea for a song and then you don't write that song for 2 years, you can be like, oh, damn, I was at Belcourt Taps the night that I had this idea and I was hanging out with these people. And it kind of puts you back into the place of why that song came to be in the first place.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool getting to do that kind of stuff. Well, hey, let's take a quick break and we'll come right back with 76th Street.
Hello, and welcome back to the Nashville Tour Stop Podcast.
So right there, we have Miss Haley Gold welcoming us back to the show today. Haley is doing her automated computer Siri, I don't know what voice that is, but what inspired that and what made you actually decide that what made you decide that you could do that?
Well, it started with...
No more.
And now we can do the rest of the episode with this voice.
Yeah. Okay, so it started because I was... I like mimicking people and sounds and accents and voices. And I was driving, listening. I had my maps telling me where to go. And I just started repeating after her. She was like, turn left on Broadway. Turn left on Broadway. And I just started doing it afterward. And like the entire way home, I was just copying her. And I was with my girlfriend at the time. And we both just looked at each other and we were like, okay, that was actually like kind of good. And so then I just started doing it more and more. And then I thought that it would be a funny idea for a TikTok that if I pretended to be Siri, and maybe that would be a cool way to promote our music. So... I
saw the very first one that you did. I think I've seen that one.
I think the first one we did was about In-N-Out Burger, actually. That was actually before we decided to make it about music. So Spencer said, Siri, take me to In-N-Out Burger. And then I just said, like, starting route to In-N-Out Burger. And then she turns the camera on me, and it's like the shock value, that like it was just me talking. That video got like 25 million views on Instagram Reels, another 15 million views on TikTok. It blew up. Like Refinery 29 Refinery 29 posted it. It was being reshared everywhere. It was like I could not believe it. It was just this stupid little thing that I started doing in the car. And then we were like, oh my God, this is such a good way to actually promote our music. So then from then on, all of our Siri videos are now Spencer saying, Siri, play me 76th Street's new song. And then I'll say playing What My Friends Say by 76th Street on Spotify. And then it turns. So it's still got the shock value. People still think that the sound is from Siri, but now we're talking about our music.
There you go.
And that was very, very helpful for us.
That's a really creative way to promote your music because there's so much stuff, especially with Reels and TikTok, how fleeting those videos are. Because you scroll for 2 hours, you might see 1,000 videos or something. Yeah. So catching anybody's attention like that, and especially that many people, is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It was. It definitely, it does feel like, it's gimmicky and it's silly, but
it's
the new age.
I know.
It's the new world.
You just got to do those things for your music, at some point.
Yeah.
It's the same reason my slogan for Tour Stop, Yeehaw Motherfucker, works, is because it's dumb. People love silly, goofy stuff.
They do. If you're not thinking outside the box, then you're just going to be sitting right in there with everybody else. Yep. There are so many talented singers, and there are so many talented songwriters. That is non-negotiable. Like, we know that. We have seen it. We're in Nashville.
But the question is, what separates you from every other incredibly talented person?
Exactly. Like, if you're not thinking in your head, like, look at me, look at me, look at me. Yeah, no shame in posting that gimmicky stuff. It works. Our Spotify numbers were so much lower before TikTok.
Really?
Our Instagram numbers everything was, doing this silly stuff is the reason people now come out to our shows. It's like, do what you got to do and then let your music do the work.
Right.
Yeah. So there's one of our favorite movies is called Begin Again. Highly recommend.
Have you seen it?
It's the best movie.
Okay.
Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about music, and it's about producing an album in the city of New York. And one of the lines in it is, get people in the door, and then that's when your music will start to do the work.
Okay.
And that's what we're doing. We are making these videos. We're trying to, just get the attention so then people... so our music can then do the work.
Because you don't want to just be TikTok stars. Like, you actually want to be in front of real people on stage shouting, "Don't wait up for me."
Yeah. Yes.
That's what you want.
Yeah, it's interesting because all of a sudden we took on this identity of influencers.
Right.
And we're like, when did we become influencers? Like, that was never the plan.
Yeah.
But we're
I've experienced the same thing, is because people look at Tour Stop kind of the same way. as like you just tell people what to do and then they do it. And it's weird kind of being on that side because I mean, I look at like the quote influencer people on the internet. I'm just like, ugh. It's like it all seems fake. But then you have to turn the mirror around and be like, oh shit. I might be my own worst enemy.
Yeah, you're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So you make these series videos, but this is what you're doing these days. Tell us how the videos got started together. You were making home videos as kids, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
TikTok for us started long before TikTok. Like
oh my gosh, we were so creative from the beginning.
Our hobby, like when we hung out as kids, like I don't think that we were doing what ordinary kids were doing. Like it was we were always on a mission. And from day one, like we would make videos, we would like write scripts and make little films and have our friends play different roles in our little movies that we were making. And always, I don't know, I think in my head those little movies were gonna be like huge.
This is the greatest thing since Citizen Kane. Everyone's gonna love this.
We had like this old camcorder and this like pink camera thing that we just filmed everything on.
That was just what we did. Like other people, I don't know what they were doing, but we were in Haley's bedroom making singing videos. We were assigning parts. We printed out the lyrics. We said, hi, I'm Spencer and I'm Haley and this is Picture to Burn by Taylor Swift. And off we go. And it's like, who's going to see these videos? I don't know. But that is just, we've been doing that forever and nothing's changed.
We'd go on like YouTube when that was like the only...
It was the newest thing.
Yeah. And look up karaoke songs, set up the camera and just sit next to each other at my desk and play. Oh my gosh.
It's funny thinking about those early days of making videos because I did the same thing when it wasn't a problem of like, who's going to watch this? It's like, we didn't care. It's just, we're doing this because it's fun.
Right.
I know. We never thought like, okay, so what do we do with the video? We just did it.
Yeah. We have so much footage of us as kids doing
thank
this.
God.
It's kind of cool to look back on.
Yeah. Like I have a image of us like starting a concert playing. I think it was a video I sent you. We were singing our song. We had choreography or something.
Okay.
Like it just starting on the screen and then it like the screen splits. Then we're standing there, you know, like it's good footage to incorporate in our career somehow.
And it's fun because someday when you guys are mega successful, you're going to be able to go back and look at that and say, oh, this was the video, or Spencer fell off of the desk chair or something like that.
Yeah. It's funny. When I watch those videos, I get in the zone of 5th grade Spencer and I realize I'm the same person. And Haley is the same girl that she wasn't in 5th grade. We have not changed our personalities, the way we interact with each other. When I watch those, I learn that I can be mean and feisty towards Haley. And so it helps me like keep myself in check.
When it is funny. But I don't.
Because you see yourself and you just like smile and laugh it off. But when you watch it back, you're like, wow, Spencer's kind of a bitch.
She'll like in the videos, like she'll like push me and she'll like nudge me and be like, you sang my part. And I'm like, but that's because you sang my part. And and
I'm like, oh, and you just like shake it off.
And then we just go on with singing. Like, that's like exactly how we are. It's just like unfazed by each other's.
Unfazed by the antics, by the Spencer quote bitchness unquote.
Yeah, I think if people watch that, like not knowing the full story, they'd be like, wow, that girl's so mean to that other girl.
Have you ever shot a music video before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you incorporated any of these goofy aspects into it, or are you a little bit more serious in the 76th Street persona?
I think we're more serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're so boring. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think that I don't know. It just comes down to like who we want to be seen as artists, but that changes all the time. So I'm trying to think of like the different videos we have. Like we like to push the limits still, for sure. It just looks a little different when you're 26 versus when you're 10. Like our first music video, we got what do you call it? Like a Winnebago. Something. It's like an RV.
Okay.
Just like quietly mumble
I don't know.
until we like say the word.
Someone help me.
A Webby.
It's like a
There's
big
someone
RV.
listening to this right now that's like, just
A Winnebago.
sounds a lot like.
Did you say Winnebago? What?
Yeah, it's
Something like that?
oh my gosh. Okay, forget I said that. We got an RV and we got on top of the RV and brought our instruments up on top of it.
You
And
played on top of the vehicle.
Yeah.
top of
The
the
Nice.
vehicle in the middle of the desert.
Was there an eagle flying
No.
overhead?
Yeah, cue eagle. And then it just flew right past us.
So what's in the future for 76th Street? Because you guys have only lived here in Nashville for a year.
Yeah.
That's in terms of like Nashville people who've been here for 50 years. Like that's brand new, fresh off the boat. What are you guys hoping to do here in town? In a perfect world,
In a perfect world.
what is the
Okay.
thing you guys would want to be doing?
So, we definitely, I mean, the thing that we love the most about being musicians, besides the writing process, which we do love, is performing. Like we just absolutely love being on the stage and doing what we feel like we're the best at in this life, which makes not performing, like when we're not performing, like during COVID and stuff, it was really, I just kept thinking like, God, I feel like there's nothing that I'm like really good at. And then we get back on stage and it's just like this, I can just like,
Oh shit! This
I
is the
feel
thing
like,
that I am good
oh,
at.
You can't like that.
fuck yeah,
feeling-
there's actually something I am great at. Like,
that feeling was insane. It was our first show back after like a year and a half in Arizona, and
during
just like
COVID,
and it was like, oh, right, this is what we're doing, and it's so important to go back to what you love, and instead of getting lost in all the other mumbo jumbo.
Yeah. So to answer your question, then the goal here is to just get on stages, but get on more stages, get on stages across the country. Like us coming to Nashville isn't to stay in Nashville. It's
Right.
to be in Nashville, to be able to make the contacts and the connections that we need and build the fan base that we need to be able to travel the country and hopefully the world doing this. So right now we're working on an album.
Ooh, have you titled it yet?
No.
You're working on an album though.
Yeah.
Working on an album. We're about 4 songs into it.
Okay.
We've released 3. We're releasing another one within the next month. And there's going to be 10 songs on the album. At the end of the album, the goal is to tour. So right now we're just pulling all of our resources that we can to try and get either like an opening spot on a bigger tour with a bigger band, or I mean maybe we do a headline tour in smaller venues. Whatever it is, like our goal right now is to figure out
Just be in front of people.
how to get on tour, how to get in front of people. And I think that there's so many benefits of being in Nashville. Everyone's on the same mission. Not the same mission, but at least everyone here
On an adjacent
is
mission.
on a mission.
Right.
And so just that energy alone is super inspiring and motivating to be around
Yeah.
people that have a goal, and might even spend a Friday and Saturday night locked up in their apartment or their house working on their craft. And that's just awesome to be in that environment because that's always been us.
Yeah, I think one of my main goals moving forward is to continue growing our community here and having a space to collaborate and continue just being around like-minded people. We moved into a house and we have half of the house is just dedicated to making music. And so to have a place for people to come and jam and work together and just have that community, I think.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that when you guys played over at the basement back in that was in April of this year.
Yes,
Yeah.
Spencer wore a jumpsuit.
I did wear a jumpsuit.
Did you also wear a jumpsuit, Haley? I don't recall.
No, I wore a black dress with floofy sleeves.
Floofy sleeves. So touring in the album. So what's the new single that's coming out? Have you decided
Yeah.
which one it is?
Yes.
Do you want to say?
We can probably say.
We can definitely say.
Yeah. So a couple months ago, we did a crazy experiment and we went live for 24 hours on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, damn.
Yes. It was crazy.
That's a very long time.
It was.
Especially when those numbers start hitting 0 and 1 people watching.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
But we surprisingly had a few people that stayed on the entire time. I'm
really?
Like, you guys are dedicated fans, but you
we
should probably
might
go
have
to
lost
sleep.
them for like 2 hours. But like, oh my gosh, by the end, we were so tired.
What time did you start?
5 p.m. on Friday until 5 on Saturday.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I will say, Haley took a short nap at one point.
Short. No.
Yeah. And then we
like,
both...
like 8 hours sometime in the middle there.
And then the next day we did both take a nap and had the camera filming us and it was kind of creepy. But nonetheless, on this live stream, we wrote and produced a song.
That was the goal of the live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, the goal is to write and produce a song in the 24 hours. And it was really cool because we had people on the live stream kind of working with us and giving us just kind of like collaborating, and they could hear it live. So that is going to be the next single.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you chosen a release date for it yet?
No.
Okay.
No, but we did just get the final mix.
Sweet.
And it's done.
Sometime in September, October?
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
It is so exciting.
How many
It's
songs are
very
going to be on
exciting.
the final album?
10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Have you not written all of them yet? Is that what it is?
I believe we have written them all, and
Okay.
I'd like to choose from the songs we've already written, so
Gotcha.
there's not too much of a variation in the songs on the album.
Yeah, but we're producing and recording the entire thing ourselves.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's time consuming.
I have produced and recorded my own albums before, and yes.
Yeah.
And after you hear that song for the 800th
Oh,
time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it kind of all sounds the same.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how I can get this one mix any different.
Yeah. Yeah. We do send it out to be mixed and mastered.
I do that now.
Yeah. But I mean, once it gets too technical, we're like, okay, we're lost. And we've watched so many YouTube videos of like how to mix, how to master, and we've done it, but it's just like at some point
There's a
you're
reason
like,
people do it professionally.
Yeah. Like, it's okay to not know how to do everything. Like, to a certain point, we wanted to learn how to do this for ourselves to move forward in our career so we don't have to rely on so
Right.
many other people. But you don't want to ruin your love for music by doing something that you don't want to do.
You don't want to have to stop
Yeah.
being in music because it's the
You
only
don't-
place you are. Like, it's part of the reason why when I leave a gig or after I leave a tour stop show, I don't listen to the radio because I've just listened to music for 6 hours. It's like you need that coffee inside of the Bath and Body Works. You're like, I need to cleanse my nose from all of these smells. I need to cleanse my ears from all of these songs that I just heard.
is that what that is?
That's
What?
exactly what that's
Wait,
for.
what?
If you go to a Bath and Body Works, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I almost called it Bed
Bed
Bath
Bath.
and Body Works. Bed Bath and Beyond Body Works.
Common mistake.
Yeah, so if you go onto a shelf and they have a bunch of different scented. They have a bunch of different scented candles, and then you see a little jar of coffee beans. That jar of coffee
Really?
beans
It
is
offsets
to cleanse your nose palate so that you can
Really?
actually get a fresh scent.
That is
Because if you
fascinating.
smell sandalwood and then lavender and then yada, 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 they all start to smell, this one smells kind of like purple.
That is so funny.
Sandalwood. Is that a real
Sandalwood.
I think sandalwood is a
Haley,
popular
Say the
candle flavor.
say the most random
Flavor,
made up
God.
candle flavor you can right now.
smell? Purple Synticope.
Purple Synticope. You heard it here first. On the same random topic, ginger is also used to cleanse the palate if you're eating sushi.
Oh.
Just some words of wisdom for sushi
I
eaters.
didn't know that.
I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I bought a scented candle or ginger for that matter. So I used to work at a coffee place on 12 South, and we had to make fresh ginger shots every day. So one of the first things to do on the opening checklist was to just chop up raw ginger and put it through a juicer.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken a ginger shot?
No, and I
It's-
don't plan on it.
Brutal. It's worse than taking a shot of warm tequila.
Oh.
Like, It-
Ugh, warm tequila.
It's supposed to be full of like antioxidants
Yeah.
and it's an energy boost, but it's also like swallowing gasoline.
Oh my god.
It's
Pros and
terrible.
cons.
Do not recommend. Yeah, it's supposed to be like an additive into like a protein smoothie or something, but then people would come in and they'd be like, I just want to take the ginger shot. And I'm like,
So, okay.
Do you want to chase it with a glass of whiskey?
So do you know the hype about apple cider vinegar? While we're on this topic, the hype of apple cider vinegar, like that it's.
Isn't that the stuff that you put in the fly traps to kill them?
Probably.
So I honestly don't. Short answer, no. I don't get the hype of apple cider vinegar.
Well, everyone said take a shot of it in the morning to just be your best self. Okay.
Do you do that?
Well, I tried and I didn't Google it. You're supposed to mix it in a cup of water.
Oh God.
You're not supposed to take a shot of vinegar.
You're supposed to dilute it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So just the health trends. I'm just trying to know.
Did it make you throw up?
I don't know how I didn't throw up.
God.
It was a really scary experience.
Isn't it like dangerous?
Yes. I don't think my body was supposed to experience
vinegar
that.
is terrible for you. You're not supposed to drink it.
God, Spencer.
Yeah.
So on this episode of What Did Spencer Drink?
How Spencer almost accidentally killed her.
Hello. And on today's episode of Spencer Drinks Bleach. It's like
she's like,
what?
I heard it was good for you.
Health trends.
Oh my gosh. So touring, singles, albums. I know personally a lot of musicians, myself included, have like goal destinations in their career, whether it be a venue, a record label they want to be with. Like, I want to play to 50,000 people, something like that. Do you guys have any specific goals for either yourselves or the band? Anything like that you'd like to talk about?
Yes.
So a venue that I think we both agree is our dream venue is Red Rocks in Colorado.
Absolutely.
Amphitheater.
That's one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I've never even been there, but I think the first time I go, I want to be performing on it.
So speaking of Red Rocks, on my Bumble profile, you know how sometimes it'll say like 2 truths and a lie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I put 3 and it said I have acted on network television, I have toured in Europe, and I have performed Red Rocks.
Really?
Which of those sounds most realistic as the, or which one of those sounds most unrealistic? Which one of those sounds like the lie?
I believe you could do all 3, Aaron, but if I have to
Thanks,
choose.
Dad.
Because I don't want to be like, yeah.
Well, we know, right? So,
But
wait, what were the first 2 again?
I've acted on network television.
Okay.
I've toured in Europe.
Tell us about that.
So yeah, number
You're
3.
not interviewing me.
What did you act in?
I was on the CMT show Nashville. 4 episodes.
You were?
I was. I signed up to be an extra, and on my first day on set, they fired an actor. They fired an actor who was sitting next to me, and the director goes, "You get the fuck off this soundstage. You sit where he was." And I just got scooted onto the show. And they gave me a script and makeup and everything. And
No way.
then I got to do 4 more episodes. So I could have been in the Screen Actors Guild because of a fluke. Like the actor was like ducking out of frame from the camera, and the director was tired of telling him to sit up straight. So he's just like, get out of here.
Oh,
That's
my God.
So if you go
Crazy.
back to the series finale, that we filmed it at the Ryman. I'm on stage at the Ryman.
Oh my gosh, I'm so gonna watch that
A friend
later.
of mine is an actor out in Los Angeles, and I told him about the whole experience, and he goes, "Bro, what you just experienced is what tens of thousands of people in LA are dreaming of have happened to them, and you didn't even care."
Oh, my
That's
God.
I didn't even care.
incredible.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I was
funny.
on TV, and then I've toured in Europe a couple of times, but never played Red Rocks.
Whoa.
One of those goal venues.
Yeah.
How about you, Haley? Is that one for you as well? Red Rocks.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I always say that, like, the place where I feel like we would need to be for me to say, like, we have made it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything past this is just,
It's just gravy.
yeah. Yeah.
Something my Southern grandma would say. It's just gravy.
Yeah. Like, my goal for us is to be able to play a 500 cap venue anywhere. I know that's huge to
And
do.
see, it's huge, but it's not unreasonable.
It's not unreasonable.
That's an absolutely attainable goal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we're playing Madison Square Garden, that would just be like, what
Right.
the
playing rooms the size
It would be amazing. I would love that.
Like the Basement East is a great example of a room. It's $550 or $575 or something like that.
Oh, Basement East is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, if you can pack that place,
that's
how
gold.
could you ever want anything more?
See, we think about all these bands that are like hugely successful, but then we look at it and like, oh well, they're playing venues like the Basement East.
Yeah.
And that kind of puts into perspective of like what success is. Because was it the band Camino that just played the Basement East a few months ago? Have you heard Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
But it's like they're a huge national act.
Yeah.
But I don't even want to say but they're only playing, but they are doing that.
Right.
And it's proof that if you can fill out a room like that, you fucking did it. You made it.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's an awesome, achievable goal to strive for, and then all of a sudden you're going to be on stage at Madison Square Garden and be like, oh, you remember the Basement East? Let's go back and do another one there.
Yeah. So the attainable goal for right now is to get an opening gig with a band that is doing that already.
Would you,
That's the goal.
Do you have like a band you would want to open for?
Walk the Moon, baby.
I've met them.
You have?
Oh,
so when I was in high school, I was an intern for a venue in Columbia, Missouri, a 500 cap venue called the Blue Note. And the production manager, whoever was my boss, and my job as the intern was to go to Walmart or wherever and buy food for the bands. And he's like, hey, go talk to the band in the green room, get their grocery list and bring it back. And they just handed me a slip of paper, and then I didn't realize who it was because it was 10 years ago when I was doing this. And I came back, and he's like, have you given the band their food? And I was like, yeah, I just put it down there. He goes, cool. Did you get to talk to him? It's Walk the Moon down there. And I was like, what? I was like, I'm going to go. I think I forgot some of the food in my car. So I went down and introduced myself, and it was cool. I met a couple of other bands like All Time Low and a couple of those bands, but it's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
nice
people.
Yeah.
Walk the Moon, that'd be a great one.
Yeah, we've loved them forever, and we kind of have like a little relationship with the lead singer. He's done a deep dive into our TikTok and enjoyed himself, apparently.
Yeah.
So there you go. All you got to do is keep impressing them on TikTok.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I've planted seeds among the bands that we want to open for. We really want to open for LP. We opened for her at one show in Phoenix.
Cool.
But we want to do a whole tour with her. Who else are our people?
One Republic is our favorite.
Would that be huge?
Yeah. Also,
it's not too late to apologize. Let me just tell you.
And then an artist that we, I guess, semi-recently discovered and has kind of been the theme song of Nashville for us is Noah Kahan.
Okay.
If you have not heard him,
it's not a band
recommend.
or artist I'm familiar with.
Okay, incredible.
Okay.
Brand
How do you spell it?
Noah, Noah, and then Kahan.
Kahan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we saw him here at the Brooklyn Bowl a few months ago.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Noah Kahan, American singer-songwriter of folk-infused pop, signed to Republic Records in 2017.
Look
Wow.
at you.
Man, I could have done my Siri voice.
Yeah.
Actually, the voice that I like to do is, this is my NPR voice.
Oh.
It's all very hushed tone. But stuff like that.
Oh,
I do love doing funny voices, but I'm nowhere near as good as Haley. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. Any final words? We're going to play out one of your songs. We'll let you choose which one you put under here. So which song would you like for people to listen to on the way out today?
Ooh. Growing Season. Oh.
Growing Season, don't wait up for me.
Growing Season? Okay, yeah. Let's do Growing Season.
Which one?
Growing Season, final answer.
You got it. So right now we've got 76th Street playing. Guys, tell us where you can be found on the interwebs, both if you want people to follow your personal ones or just the band. Give us your plugs.
Okay, you can find us at 76th Street on Instagram and 76th Street Official on TikTok.
TikTok.
and YouTube.
And all of our music is on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you listen to your music. You can find 76th Street. And
spelled like it sounds.
76th Street is spelled out.
Got a bunch of good music in my bones. We Were Free, What Friends Say. My personal favorite, Just don't wait up for me. But y'all, thank you for being on the show today. Go stream 76th Street right now since the podcast is ending. But we'll come back to you right here again next week. But until then, remember that all roads lead right back here to the Nashville Tour Stop.
I think it was Tuesday night. Since when do you party on a weeknight? I thought I knew everything about you. You're doing things I never thought you would do. While I'm reading your text, these words run through my head. I hear you say that I am different. Yes, I've changed and there's a reason.